Hello and welcome to the show. On today's silly car build, I have got the Lamborghini Diablo. I do love a good Lamborghini. There's something about Lamborghinis and Ferraris that you just don't get from any other supercar out there. There's sort of the drama and the excitement, certainly with the slightly older, big Lamborghini, such as the Diablo. They're generally, from what I seem to remember reading, kind of terrifying cars when it comes to the driving aspect of them, so I thought it'd be interesting to use this for a silly car build. It's also got pop-up headlights, which are cool. Reason I'm using this today, actually, I saw a comment somewhere suggested that I should use a Lamborghini Countach. I was going to use the Countach, however, you can't do an engine swap, or you can't do an engine swap in this or in the Countach, and when you upgrade the Countach, it doesn't become particularly powerful. Not really enough for me to count it as a silly car build anyway. However, this one can be a little bit more powerful, shall we say. Let's go have a quick look. It's still got the standard Lamborghini engine in it, so it sounds absolutely fantastic. And as far as power-wise go, we've got 885 horsepower, 700 torques, which is quite a lot. Not as much as some of the vehicles we've had, certainly not as much as the Lotus we had last time out. Still quite a lot of power. The interesting thing, though, about this car is, well, the weight and the size of it. It is not a small car, the Diablo. It is also not a light car. Even with the full-on race weight reduction, £3,000. I can't get it much lighter. I can't get it any lighter than that in the game. That's one of the heavier cars, despite the fact we're using a two-seat Italian supercar. It's one of the heaviest cars we've had. It's heavier than the Ford F100 pickup truck. It's heavier than the Mercedes C63 AMG. It's heavier, I think, than perhaps even the Infiniti Eau Rouge. I think it's heavier than that. Not many cars that have gone in this have been this heavy. It's also a very big car. Look at the size of the damn thing. Length and width-wise, it is a fairly sizable vehicle. But that might come in handy. You see, we've seen in the past with the silly car builds, the small, very lightweight vehicles, the Lotus Elise, Lotus 11, Caterham, they can be quite a twitchy vehicle to drive. This, being a bit bigger and a bit heavier, might make it better through the corners. That's what I'm thinking. It could also be horribly hard to drive and not get stopped very well and struggle turning, but I'm thinking this might work. It might be a little bit more stable. Also, to help me along, we've got some humongous rear tyres on this thing. Yeah, it has got plenty of rear tyre width on here. Very big tyres. Should be pretty good for getting the power down. It's a lot of power, yes, but it's not the most ludicrous amount we've had. It's still fairly sizable. Anyway, it is time to take it for a test drive at our testing circuit, the Sebring Club layout, where it has 4 laps to beat a time set by a V8 supercar. The V8 supercar did a 1 minute 8.1, and on paper, of course, this Diablo here should be quite a lot faster. It certainly will be quicker in a straight line. The question is, as it is with all the city car builds, will it be able to deal with said power around the corners? That is the tricky thing with this car, and as I said, from what I have certainly read, I've never had the privilege of driving these Lamborghinis. They were quite difficult to drive, so I'm hoping it doesn't try to kill me off the line. Well, we didn't get too much wheel spin off the line. We got a little bit perhaps unsettled through that opening corner. We're doing remarkably well though. That was on cold. Oh, we're not stopping. Nope. We're not stopping there. We've gone straight on cold, or on fairly cold tyres. We were flat out through that kink in the straights first time round. Okay, normally that ends in me going very sideways and having a panic attack, but it actually worked in the Diablo. That's not what I expected you to do, car. I was expecting you to try and kill me, not to actually take the corner properly. This is good. It is better than I had expected. Oh dear, though we don't have the brakes. We do not really have much leeway for the brakes on here. It is, as I said, a heavy car, and that tends to mean they don't stop quite as well. Okay, well, if we can get around the first corner, flat out on the first kink, can we do this one here, flat out? Indeed we can, look at that! That was remarkably easy, and then we've got to jump on the brakes quite early, so otherwise we're never going to stop for turn 1. Ah, look at that. That's, okay, we have got to brake very early in this car. We've got to be very, very careful. Ooh! We've also got to be very careful of curbs. doesn't like the curbs. Let's not go near the curbs again. Okay, brake early, avoid, let's say avoid curves. I just brushed the inside of that one. We may have braked a little too late. Ooh, just about pulled it up. We've missed the apex by a bit, but not as bad as it could have been. Ooh, a little bit of a slide on. Still a little bit. And the back end will eventually let go, as you would imagine, from an Italian supercar. But considering the amount of power we're putting through this, and once we get it into third gear, it just launches itself out of the corners. Provided a little bit of careful in second gear, but even in second gear, we're flat out there firing out of the turn. This is very quick and remarkably easy to drive. Oh, there we go. We've got it. You can get a little bit. It will go sideways if you really want it to. But look at this. We're flat out in a Lamborghini Diablo coming up towards turn 1. We're going to jump on the brakes a little bit early. Oh, that's a quick lap. That's a very quick lap. 1 minute 5.5. This not far off the Esprit. Question is, can it do it? Oh, that's not going to help it. Okay, I've got to remember that curb. I seem to remember that was the curb that screwed me over with the Impala. So avoid that curb next time round. Jumping on the brakes again into the next corner. Oh, I had a wheel on the grass there. I just saw that as we turn in. That wanted to go. But that's a testament to the amount of grip I've got. If you'd done that in some of the city car builds, you would be gone. You would absolutely have gone round in a circle or something fallen off the track in some way. In the Diablo, you're all right. That's not expected. Okay. Well, we've easily beaten the V8 supercar. Absolutely no questions about it. To be fair, I think this might be almost easier to drive than the V8 supercar. I really do. It's got that much grip. Well, I mean, the V8 supercar will still try and spin its wheels up out of a slow corner. So yeah, remarkably easy to drive and an awful lot of straight line speed. What's not to love? And it sounds great, and of course it looks great being a Lamborghini. Okay, stopped into turn 1, not very well, just a little bit wide on there. And then we're on a curb again. God damn it. Curbs. Really doesn't like it. I don't know why. Like, some cars just really don't like curbs. I can't figure out what it is. Oh, I was pushing it through there. It wanted to let go that time. It really wanted to let go that time. Again, we're just struggling under braking. We're on for a good lap if I can keep it together here. Come on, Lamborghini. Don't spin your wheels up any more than you absolutely have to. And I will try and be careful on the brakes to not throw it away. When you're really pushing it, it is a little bit scary, but it's certainly nowhere near as bad as most of the cars that I drive for this. It's really, yeah, it's remarkably easy. I'm really pushing this thing. Absolutely on the limit here, and it's not trying to kill me too much. Like, you can't push most of the cars I drive in the way that I'm pushing this Diablo. Come on, Lamborghini, you can do it. Across the line. Oh, we're not into the 1 minute 4s. It's a 1 minute 5.0. I know I could have done a 4. Definitely could have got it into the 4s. I believe that's quicker than the Esprit though. It's taken a week, and I've already beaten the Esprit without even trying. God damn it. This Diablo is seriously quick. I mean, you can really push this car around a lap of the track. It's incredibly forgiving. But don't go near the curbs. I wonder what it is. Is it that very low splitter at the front? Maybe? It's a very big splitter. I'm not sure it's much lower than anything else we've driven though. I don't know. It doesn't like curb. Keep it off the curbs, and it's a remarkably easy car to drive. I didn't expect to say that about a Diablo. I mean, I'll be honest. No, I certainly wasn't expecting that. Well, it's time to find out how quick it will go in a straight line. I'm going to hazard a guess it's not going to be as quick as the Esprit. Doesn't have the power, basically. The Esprit had near enough 1,200 horsepower. This is just under 900. We're not going to get the 260 plus miles an hour out of this car. I'm going to go for about 230, 235. I'm thinking fairly streamlined shape, but not quite as much power as some of the vehicles we've had. Let's go and have a look. What do we reckon with the aero parts on? 227. I might have done a bit better on this one. We dumped the aero off, put it up to sort of 230-ish, maybe. No, still. I'm guessing the gearing's a little bit wonky then. We want to shoot the gearing off this way. We'll make the gearing. That might be a little bit too much. What do we come to? 243. That wasn't too far off. Probably the closest I've got to a car so far. Yeah, we're going to do 243. I think. Right, we will apply that. and then we will take it to our normal testing ground for the straight line speed, the longest straight that I have access to in Forza 5. Now, a few cars we've been finding recently anyway have been struggling a little bit getting to their top speed, just simply running out of straight. The Esprit got to its top speed that was very high very, very quickly. I'm not expecting a similar thing here. I think this might struggle to get the 243 miles an hour. It's quite heavy and it doesn't have as much power as a lot of cars that come down here. So I'm thinking it might make it. It might do. We'll have to see. It should be fairly nice to drive up until the straight. It should be one of the nicer cars to drive up until the straight, considering this has really got a lot of grip. It's remarkably easy to drive. We have now lost some of the downforce, but yeah, not many of the cars I've built would I trust to do that in turn 1, and it can just carry the speed. Got to be careful of these curves. It makes me a little bit worried about the large bump before the corner at the end of the straight. That could be a concern. I definitely think this car has the grip to easily make the corner. Oh dear. It's whether the bump will throw it, or the bumps will throw it off. Actually, that's a good question. Well, how will we do over the bumps here? Often this can cause problems if you're on power in a car. Oh, going to run a little bit wide, cross the bumps in the... No, I was even... Normally I just let off the throttle, because I know the cars are going to have unhappy moments if I try and keep it flat through there. But the Diablo is okay. Maybe we will be able to survive the bump before the corner and then make the corner and be flat out. We shall find out very shortly. 220 miles an hour. We are starting to struggle a little bit. Come on, Lamborghini. I would like 240, please. 230. Oh, we're really struggling now. Come on. Just 5 more miles an hour. The corner's coming up quite quickly. I need the speed now, please. 37, 38. Come on. I've got to look at the road. 39. Can we have 40? No, you tease. You're not going to give me 205. I'll go to 238 round the corner. Now can we get 240? Please. Come on. You can do it, Lamborghini. Just one more. One more. We're not going to do it. We're not going to... We're not going to make that. We're going to stop in time. Yeah. Crap. I gave it the best shot. That was... I don't think I've ever lost so little speed around that corner. 1 mile an hour is all that corner shrugged off the speed. That is quite remarkable. So the Lamborghini Diablo is a very easy car to drive with near enough 900 horsepower and 700 torques, and it's probably the best car I've built. It goes the fastest of all the city car builds, beating my Elise that I thought wouldn't be beaten. Ah, dear. Well, there we go. Just be careful of the curbs. There's the one thing I will say about this car: you don't want to be running over curbs. That will mess up your lap time. For whatever reason, the Diablo just can't quite deal with them. However, that is it for this video, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.